Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing an alternator swap on a Chevy small block 350. This process is the same for all carbureted small block 350s, all small blocks I should say for Chevys that have this style belt, the thin belt or the V belt. Alright, first up, tools you need. You're going to need a crescent wrench, a 1/2 inch and a 9/16 and a ratchet. You can use wrenches if you prefer. The first thing that you do is you disconnect the battery. Do that however you will. You might need the crescent wrench for this. If not, if it's a side terminal, the stock screw is 5/16. I have this disconnect. Next, I pull this wire out so it doesn't get damaged. Set it off to the side. Remember, battery's disconnected, so now you can get working on the other stuff. I like doing the wires first because wires are fragile and they get damaged pretty easily doing whatever. So, I'm just going to pull this wire off, but you can do this in really any order that you want. So you pull that back. This is an aftermarket alternator, so they do not use 1/2 inch. Instead, it's some stupid metric size, so that's why I'm going to be using a crescent wrench. Basically just loosen that until you can take it off by hand. Pull this wire out of the way. Since your battery is disconnected, you can do that. I'm going to put that back on there, just hand tight. Next up, it's going to be the bolts. Now you can do either bolt first. I'm going to do the tensioner first, so this is where my 1/2 inch comes in. Now a wrench will work here if you prefer a wrench, if that's what you have, but I like using the ratchet. 1/4 inch. Kind of my favorite, and I like this ratchet, so this is what I'm using. The alternator in this case is your belt tensioner, which is nice because then you don't have a belt tensioner to replace. You can also adjust it how you want. So I'm just unscrewing this. Then I'm going to unscrew the other one. For whatever reason, it's kind of tight in there. Now that that's done, setting the bolt up here. Thankfully the square bodies have a nice little tray. I'm going to swap my socket out. And start working on this one. Now it's loose. Bolt is out, bolt goes up here. Socket goes back. Just pick the belt off of it. Pick the whole assembly up. And I've got one last thing to do on this alternator. That's this bracket. Cannot find these brackets anywhere, so save this. This one's also a 1/2 inch, so back to the 1/2 inch. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Right, now that that's done, your alternator is out and you're ready to begin putting either your new or your rebuilt one in. I have videos coming out on how to rebuild one of these, as well as how to reinstall one of these. If I can do all of this outside in the dark and in the cold in the Alaskan winter with one hand in under 6 minutes, that means you can do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.